Hey guys, what's going on? Titan Gaming back here with another Apex Legends video. Today's video is going to be a theory video on Forge and Revenant and how Revenant is related to Hammond Robotics and all that kind of crazy stuff. I laid the groundwork for this video in the one that I put out on Thursday. If you haven't checked that out already, I'm gonna put a card up in the top right hand corner if you want to watch that first and then come back here, because it does explain some of the terminology that I use in this, which you might not know. But without further ado, let's get right into this video. So the basis for this whole theory, and I'm actually going to be going into two theories that I think are possibilities, is this image that one mining guy found. The whole situation surrounding this image is actually pretty interesting. Turns out it was a different image and he changed some of the numbers in the source code, and he actually found this image of Revenant holding a skull standing in front of a destroyed world's edge. All that's interesting or whatever, but the part that I'm concerned about is the Hammond Robotics logo, which is located on Revenant's arm. The part that's so interesting about this is that Hammond Robotics is doing a lot of changes on the map for next season, and they're also the ones who are paying to have Forge put into the Apex games as a character. This picture allows for a lot of speculation, at least on my part, because I love looking into potential lore and all that kind of stuff. So I've come up with two theories for what this could mean, and the first one gets a little bit crazy, so break out the tinfoil hat and let's get right into it. So it goes like this. We know that Titanfall and Apex are in the same universe, but in a different timeline. I'll put a link to a video that describes all that because it's way too complicated to get into in this video. It has to do with the video for Caustic and his birth date and the characters in Titanfall and crazy stuff. So just trust me on it or watch that video. But again, Titanfall and Apex in the same universe, but in a different timeline. So in this timeline, it seems that the IMC still lost the Frontier War, but we don't know what Hammond Robotics has been up to after the Frontier War. And I agree with a lot of people who have speculated, saying that they think Revenant is actually Heinrich Hammond. And I'm gonna put this article back up on screen. I'm not gonna read it again because I read through the whole thing in my last video, but essentially Heinrich Hammond is hiding out on Talos, which is the planet that World's Edge is on, and he's there under an alias. So when I read that, I was confused why a 650-year-old potential billionaire was hiding out with a fake name on a planet in the middle of nowhere, unless he had a reason to be. Maybe after the Frontier War, he tried to leave Hammond Robotics behind, or he just wanted to entirely get away from having to own a business, or maybe something happened in the business that he really didn't like and he was angry, and so he left and he changed his name and went into hiding. Now this makes sense for him to be Revenant, because we know Revenant is a simulacrum, and we know that a simulacrum is the essence and knowledge and personality of somebody who lived and died, and we also know that people don't live 700 years, so it makes sense that Hammond Robotics, who is the company who makes simulacrums, would have their own leader be a simulacrum. So in this theory, I think it's very possible that Revenant is Heinrich Hammond, and that since Hammond Robotics are coming to really honestly probably destroy a lot of World's Edge with their harvesters for money, that it would make Hammond pretty angry, and he's kind of joining the games to get back at Hammond Robotics by killing Forge. And you can see that in the image iLoot Games posted, where Revenant is attacking Forge or choking him or doing something. But that's essentially it for this first theory, just basically that Revenant is Hammond hiding out on Talos, and he's angry at Hammond Robotics for whatever reason and wants to take revenge by killing Forge. I'm going to break up this theory and the second one with a little bit of factual lore. If you haven't seen already, on the Apex Twitter page, they changed the name to Outlands Television, and they've been posting MMA hype pictures basically for Forge, where they're pitting him up against other legends. And it is confirmed that Forge and Bangalore at some point in the past have had a romantic relationship, which I think is pretty interesting. Kind of unrelated to the video, but related to Forge, and I thought was pretty interesting. But getting back to the other theory, which also stems from that picture with the Hammond Robotics logo on Revenant, I think it would make a lot of sense to have Revenant be a kind of like villain or enemy for Forge to fight, and like an epic battle for entertainment purposes. Kind of like how in MMA you have the wrestler that everybody pays to go see, and then the guy he's fighting is just kind of there to get beat up for entertainment. I think it's pretty plausible that that could be the kind of relationship that Forge and Revenant have, especially since this whole thing is being framed like a TV show, to kind of have them as characters to play off each other. But those are my two theories. Let me know what you guys think about those and which one you think is more plausible, or if you have your own theory, please let me hear it. I'm always on r/Apex Lore, seeing the theories that people there have, but if you have your own, I want to read it, so let me know. But that's it. I'll be back on Monday with more content, unless something cool happens tomorrow. Definitely subscribe and ring that bell, because on Monday, we're going to see what's coming down out of the sky. It's supposed to drop down around 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, and I'll have a video up on that within a half hour of it happening. So that's it for me, guys. Until next time, take it easy.